Do you ever get that strange feeling that this life isn't quite real? Like maybe you've been here before, or worse, maybe you were never here at all. I remember sitting alone one night, staring at the stars. They were beautiful, infinite, eternal. But then a thought struck me. What if those stars weren't even there anymore? What if the light I was looking at was just the ghost of something that had already died? And then another thought followed. What if the same is true for us? What if the world has already ended? What if we are not alive, but only the afterimage of something long gone? Today we'll dive into one of the most disturbing questions you could ever ask. What if we're already dead, and this reality is just a shadow of the past? When you look at the sun, you're not actually seeing it as it is right now. You're looking at the sun as it was 8 minutes ago. Because light, even though it's the fastest thing in the universe, still needs time to travel. From the surface of the sun to Earth, it takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds. That means if the sun vanished in this instant, you wouldn't know. You'd go about your life, scrolling on your phone, making dinner, breathing air that no longer exists for 8 whole minutes before reality caught up to you. For 8 minutes, you'd be living in a world that was already dead. And it doesn't stop there. Every star you see at night, every tiny dot in the sky is not what it is now. It's what it used to be. Some of those stars are thousands, even millions of light years away. Many of them no longer exist, but their light is still reaching us. Their ghosts are still shining. So when you stare into the night sky, you're staring into a graveyard. Dead suns, dead worlds, dead light. And the horrifying truth is this: you never see reality as it is. You only ever see it as it was. Think about the person sitting next to you. By the time the light bounces off their face and reaches your eyes, by the time your brain processes it, they are already slightly older than what you see. The same with every sound you hear, every touch you feel. Every single moment is a ghost of itself. So if everything we see is delayed, if we are always trapped in the past, then how would we ever know if the world has already ended? Now, imagine if that wasn't just true for stars and suns. Imagine if it was true for us. What if Earth itself ended years ago? What if the streets you walk on, the voices you hear, the people you love are nothing more than delayed shadows of a world that has already died? What if you are nothing more than an echo of something that no longer exists? Think about it. You wake up in your bed, you drink your coffee, you go to work. But what if all of that is only a recording, a memory of life still playing long after the world has gone silent? The conversations you had today, the laughter of your friends, the warmth of someone's touch, What if they're not real anymore? What if they're just ghosts, echoes trapped in a reality that already collapsed? Picture it. The oceans, drained and black. The cities, nothing but ruins. The skies, silent, empty, dead. But here you are, still moving, still breathing, inside the illusion of what used to be, unaware that everything ended long ago. You'd never notice, because the illusion feels real, the afterglow of the world still shining in your mind. And maybe that's what you are, not alive, not dead, just waiting. Waiting for the final moment when the illusion breaks and you see the truth that you are standing in the ashes of a dead universe and you were never alive at all. Psychologists have a name for this unsettling feeling. They call it derealization. It's when the world around you feels unreal. When you look at your hands, your room, the people you love, and for a moment it feels like none of it exists, like you're watching a movie of your own life. And maybe that isn't just a feeling. Maybe it's the truth. Because here's something most people never think about. Your brain is always late. It takes time, tiny fractions of a second, to process what your eyes see, what your ears hear, what your skin feels. So even in your most ordinary moments, you're never living in the present. You're always a little behind, always in the past. Which means the now doesn't exist. By the time you experience it, it's already gone. And that's where the real horror lives. Because if we are always one step behind reality, how would we ever know if we were already dead? Maybe this delay, this strange gap between perception and reality, isn't just biology. Maybe it's the illusion itself. The recording still playing, the ghost of life projected into your mind so you don't realize the truth. Maybe that's why existence feels so fragile, why we question if life is real, why in quiet moments we feel detached, as if we've already left. And maybe we have. Think about this for a moment. If the sun exploded right now, we would keep living normally. We would smile, eat, talk, laugh, completely unaware that the world had already ended. For 8 minutes, life would go on, meaningless, already dead, but still playing. Now imagine if that's not just true for the sun. Imagine if it's true for the entire universe. What if everything we see, everything we touch, everything we believe is alive, is already gone? What if the cities you walk through,
The people you pass by, the air you breathe, are nothing more than the afterglow of a dead reality. Just like the stars at night, shining long after they've burned out, maybe we too are nothing but shadows still moving through the dark. And here's the most terrifying part. We can never prove otherwise because we are trapped inside light's delay. We are trapped inside the past. By the time we see reality, it may already be over. And we'd never know. Science tells us that time is not absolute. Einstein showed us that time bends, stretches, slows. Maybe what we call life is just time's echo, a recording we are forced to replay. And one day, the recording will end, the afterglow will fade, and we'll realize the truth that we were never alive in the present. We were only ghosts drifting through the memories of a universe that died long ago. So ask yourself this: when did it all end? Was it yesterday? Was it years ago? Or has it always been over? And we are just too late to realize it. Maybe the world already collapsed. Maybe we are just walking through the ashes, pretending it's still alive. Think of the stars again, shining brightly in the sky, but in truth, already gone. Isn't it possible that we are the same? Still laughing, still breathing, still moving, while in reality, we are nothing but the ghosts of a dead earth. And what if this is hell? Not fire, not demons, but this. An endless repetition of ordinary days. A loop where you wake up, eat, work, sleep, never realizing that it all already ended. That is the horror no one talks about. Not the monsters, not the shadows, but the silence. The silence of a reality that is gone, and the cruel trick that keeps us here, reliving it again and again. And maybe you felt it before, that strange emptiness in the middle of your day, that sudden wave of unreality, that quiet whisper in your head that says something isn't right. What if that isn't your imagination? What if it's your mind trying to tell you the truth? That the present moment is already dead? That your life is just a memory still flickering? That you are not alive, not anymore? You are just waiting for the illusion to finally collapse, for the light to fade, for the truth to show itself. Maybe life isn't real. Maybe this is all a dream. Or maybe we are all just ghosts wandering through the afterimage of a universe that ended long ago. The real horror is simple. You'll never know. Because the truth doesn't announce itself. The end doesn't arrive with fire and screams. It's quiet, silent, unnoticed. And maybe it already happened. Maybe the moment you're living right now isn't life. It's only the shadow of what once was. And one day, when the afterglow finally fades, you'll wake up to the truth that you were never alive in the present, that you've been dead all along. So tell me, do you think you're alive right now? Or are you already gone, just watching the last light fade? If this thought disturbed you, if it kept you questioning, then you belong here. This channel isn't about cheap scares. It's about the horror that hides in your own mind, the thoughts that keep you awake at night, the truths that make reality feel fragile. So if you want to keep exploring the shadows between science, psychology, and horror, subscribe now. Join us in the darkness, because this is only the beginning.